Hey, first graders, this week you're going to be taking the notes that you wrote last week when you were researching your rainforest animal, and you're going to be turning it into nonfiction writing. You're going to be turning it into a draft of your rainforest animal research paper. So let me go ahead and show you a couple of things. The first thing I want to share with you today are the notes that you're going to use. So you should have your notes. You still should have access to those by clicking on the link that I emailed your families. So you'll have access to your research. And then what you're going to be doing is you are going to be writing this as nonfiction writing on the paper that I provide in the Google slide presentation. So let me show you that. So you're going to use these pieces of paper right here. We have 6 headings, and they match up with the 6 headings: appearance, diet, predators, family, habitat, other interesting facts. Those are the same headings that are right here: appearance, habitat, diet, predators, family, other interesting facts. Those are the same headings. So we're going to create a section of a paper for each one of these particular headings. So let me show you how you would do that. Okay, we're going to start by looking at how we wouldn't do it. Okay, so we're going to pretend that we're a first grade student and we are getting that paper out and we're writing it in sentence form now. Now you notice that these notes are not in sentence form. Let me show you what I mean. Down here under habitat, it says live in Central and South America, grasslands and forests near water. Well, that's not a sentence because I don't know who or what lives in Central and South America, and I'm not sure what they're talking about here where they say grasslands and forests near water. So what you're not going to do is just copy your notes. You can see here in my example, all I did was copy the notes. This is what we're not going to do, friends, because this is not sentence form. So we're going to work together now to write it in sentence form. Okay, so we're going to start with this first idea. I'm going to highlight it. This first fact that we found out about my animal, which was the capybara. Okay, so that is our who or what, the capybara. You may remember, you may have even seen on Padlet, it was that large rodent that looks very similar to a guinea pig. Okay, so that is my who or what. So instead of starting my sentence with live, I'm going to start my sentence with the who or what, which is capybaras. So I'm going to come down here, and now I'm going to type. Capybaras live in Central and South America. And that is one fact. So since that is one fact, I am putting that in one complete sentence, and I'm ending it with punctuation. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to highlight this sentence the same color so we can see where everything matches up. Okay? Hopefully now you see that this sounds so much better just by adding this one word. Instead of live in Central and South America, we have now said who or what lives in Central and South America. Capybaras live in Central and South America. Let's take the next fact that we wrote on our organizer. I'm going to highlight it. Grasslands and forests near water. What did I mean when I wrote that in my notes? Well, I meant that capybaras spend a lot of time in grasslands and forests near water. That's where they spend the bulk of their lives. Okay? So now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to start my sentence. But again, I'm not going to start it with grasslands and forests near water because I want to know who or what is spending that time there. Okay? So I could start this sentence with capybaras, or I could start it with a pronoun that would mean the same thing as capybaras. Let's think. Would he, she, or they be the best pronoun to use there? Right, they, because it's plural, and we're talking about more than one capybara. So I'm going to write they. Let me get my correct highlighting going here. They spend most of their lives in grasslands and forests near water. Alrighty, that sounds so much better than before. Before we just said grasslands and forests near water. Now we have they spend most of their lives in grasslands and forests near water. I know why I was writing that fact when I was taking my notes last week. Let's try another one. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to look at the notes I took earlier. And one of the notes that I took was lots of time in water. I wonder what I meant by lots of time in water. I meant that they spent a lot of time in water, and I can see from my next note too that helps them stay protected from predators. And I remember one of their main predators was the jaguar. So I have a lot of details I can add in here. So my who or what is capybaras. Capybaras is who or what I'm writing about. In my last sentence, I started with they. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to mix it up. Instead of saying they this time, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say capybaras, because good writers don't start every sentence the same way. Okay? Capybaras spend a lot of time in water, and the reason they do that is to protect themselves from predators. And I know the name of one of those predators is the jaguar. So I can add a little bit more detail to the sentence. I can put a comma and I can say like jaguars. Okay? Now, let's go back and let's look at the not so good example and the really good example, and hopefully you'll be able to see how one is written in sentence form and the other one is just written, this person just copied their notes, which is what I don't want you to do. Okay, here we go. Here was the bad example. Live in Central and South America, grasslands and forests near water, lots of time in water, helps protect them from predators. Doesn't make a lot of sense. It's hard to understand when you read it. Unless you are the person researching capybaras, you might not even know this is about a capybara. Okay, now when I come down and look at my good example. Capybaras live in Central and South America. They spend most of their lives in grasslands and forests near water. Capybaras spend a lot of time in water to protect themselves from predators like jaguars. Do you hear how much better it was? Because we added that who or what at the beginning of each sentence, okay? So friends, today when you are writing, make sure, I'm going to highlight this because it's really important. I've already highlighted, I'm going to make it bold. I'm bolding the who or what that each sentence begins with. This is all about capybaras. So I have made sure to start my sentence with capybaras, each sentence, or a word like a pronoun that can take the place and let the reader know that you're still talking about capybaras, okay? So sometimes I said capybaras, sometimes I said they, okay? Make sure that you have that really strong start to each sentence. We call that a subject when we're writing a sentence. A sentence has to have that, okay? Do not copy your notes today, friends. Really super important. And make sure if you're not using the paper that I provided because you don't have a printer at home, make sure that you have the heading at the top of each page, okay? And after you're done writing and including details about one heading, you would go on to the next heading. So after you write your information about habitat in sentence format, you go use your notes. Take the facts that you wrote about diet and make sure that you have diet at the top of your paper if you're not using the paper I provided. And you would write those notes. You would take those notes and create sentences that tell the reader about the diet of your animal. Okay? Friends, I hope that this was helpful to you today, seeing and hearing me writing in front of you. I'll be having some office hours where you can send me your work as you complete it this week, and I'll be happy to take a look at it and give you some feedback. Remember, this is just a draft, and great writers like Mo Willems or any author you would read, they don't sit down and do something to perfection the first time they do it. So this is a draft. And next week, you're going to be taking this draft and doing a little more with it, okay? So we're going to do the best job that we can do this week. You have all week to work on this. Let me know how I can help you.